wanted to show you guys this page. So I am not logged into the portal real fast. This is like when you go to REI USA, you're going to be able to see these pages. Okay. And this is the page. I posted it into the chat, but I wanted to make sure y'all knew that all of these companies here are all affiliates, partners of REI USA. So you could check them out and you could get like, free trials and stuff like this. So Dill Machine is here, American Tracers, Dell, Freedom Soft, foreclosure.com, Investment Dominator. We talked today about props, right? Yesterday we talked about PropStream. Here is Rent Ready. Here's Rent Ready. Is when the software that Yukiko was talking about, a property management software. This company right here, Rent Ready, the owner, his name is Ed, and he is the best, one of the best guys out there. I'm telling you, such a great guy. And so I love Rent Ready and the property management software because the people and the owners of these softwares, they just want to help you. That's really what they want to do. So so make sure that if you do have any properties that you need to manage, please check out Rent Ready. I think it's $9 a month. So Yukiko was saying that she pays like $50 or $60. Maybe it goes up by, like, if you start owning a lot of properties, that goes up. That's how the storage investing softwares are. It's like when you have 100 doors, it's this much. When you have 500 doors, it's this much or whatever, right? But I think this is like $9 a month. So if you need a property management software, and it also does like tenant, tenant checking or whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called. But you know what I'm saying? It does like all kinds of stuff. It does all kinds of stuff. And then also I wanted to introduce you to the sponsors directory, because you met Kenneth. You're going to meet Nate today. He's going to talk about retirement funds and how to invest, how to self-direct your retirement fund. If you have never heard about this, you have to learn about this. This is a staple strategy, investment strategy in the real estate investing world, right? This is something that all investors need to know and understand. All right. And so here's Advanza right here. This is Nate. He's going to talk to us, but I wanted to introduce, I don't think actually, oh, you know what? She's not on here yet. Karen Anderson is a really good friend of mine, and she's the sponsor. She doesn't have a logo. That's why she's not on here. She's joined. She's been a friend of mine for 10 years. And she's a sponsor, and she does lists. That's what she does. She does lists. In fact, over the past 10 years, she's the only person, her and Deanna are the only two people that I've gotten lists from. If you need to buy a list for any reason, I highly, highly recommend that you talk to Karen. And I've known Karen for 10 years and got all my lists. I buy my storage facility list, private lender list. She'll get any list. She's a list broker, right? But she works primarily with investors. She can do absentee owners. She can do pre-foreclosure. She can do distressed properties, vacant properties, foreclosures, any type of list like that, like we've been talking about over the weekend. So I was going to put her information in there, and it's lists and marketing at gmail.com, and her name is Karen. Email her and tell her that Stacy said to talk to you if you need a list. And what she'll do is she'll help you figure out what list is the best list for you in your area. Okay. Now you can get a list off PropStream. If you decide to go to PropStream, you can also just get lists from there. But PropStream, everybody uses the same list, just FYI. So Karen's lists are customizable to what you want. Whenever you mail a list out to Karen, these people that you talk to, they're always like, yeah, I've never gotten a letter before. And you mail a list out to PropStream, and this is like, I've gotten 25 letters, right? This kind of a thing. Karen's lists are, so it's going to cost a little bit more money, but it's like the best lists, okay? So I wanted to introduce and just make sure that y'all know. So she's also a sponsor, but she doesn't have a logo. So she's like, I don't know what to put, but so I wanted to make sure that she got talked about. She's going to come on and do a webinar here too, like as a special guest webinar. So be on the lookout. And she's a data analyst and she's like a statistician, essentially is what she is. So she's going to get into like how to look at lists and understand the whole concept of lists. Okay. As a guest speaker. Our sponsors come on as guest speakers and teach. We have 1 or 2 guest speakers a month, and those are our sponsors, okay? So you'll see those randomly. Okay, so this is the sponsors. All right, Nate's coming on today. Who else? I wanted to go and make sure that y'all knew where the training replays were. So I'm going to log in here. And so this will become this will become a like edited an edited, I guess, summit. We're going to put it on the training replay section. So I'm in my account for REI USA. All right, I'm in now as a member. Right here, a couple of people have asked where the replay is going to be. The replays are under training, right here, training replays. Okay, when you click on training replays, we keep all replays of all sessions for 60 days. So we don't keep them forever because then it'll just take up a lot of space and it just makes the website get really slow and stuff like this. So the last 60 days is how many we keep. And so this is May, June, July. So here's July. All right, so this is this month. You can see all of the different sessions that have gone on through here. Here's my last self-storage session, right? Here's George's, etc. They're all slowly loading. And so this is where you can find all the trading replays. And you can see right here, we had a 3-day challenge. This challenge was amazing. Did anybody go to that challenge, the 3-day challenge here? Just wondering. This challenge was like, the topic of that challenge was marketing. Which marketing should I be doing right now? And then we had Darlene, David, and who was the other one? Look it up and see. And and Mike did marketing for wholesaling. David did marketing for short sales, and Darlene did marketing for foreclosure. That's what the topic, and that is what they went over, and it was awesome. That was one of the best challenges that I've ever done. So highly, highly recommend. If you're like, look, I don't know what type of marketing to do, what should I be doing right now? Then watch those challenges, okay? And those will be up, those will be up for all members. So as you see, you can come back and you can look at all the different sessions here. What else? Okay, and then here is the last REI Con from May. So you have access to that as well too. So remember I said we switch off, we do some teachers this one, some teachers this one, right? So we switched it up. So there's some sessions I wanted to show you guys in here as well too, because we've had some people asking about money. How do I find money, right? Noah, the very first session of the last REI Con, Noah, who teaches for the South Carolina group, he facilitates the South Carolina group, he taught on private lending, right? So there's a session right here. Mike, who was supposed to teach this weekend, his mother had a heart attack and died this week. Right, so he was just like, I can't do it, so then Terry came in and taught. But Mike teaches land. This guy, he's like the land king, right? He does a bazillion dollars in land flipping a month, wholesaling land and owner financing land and stuff like that. So this is like, I've known Mike for many, many years, and Noah for many, many years. And then we did Airbnb. So you can go through here. So some of the people that, weren't here for this time, if you wanted to meet them and see what they teach, these are all here as well. See Darlene with the foreclosure. Okay. So I just wanted to let you know about this. And then in January of this year, our first virtual summit was the Women's Summit, the Badass Women's Summit. All of these women here are like badass women investors. That's what they do. So if you want to get pumped up and inspired by some ladies, come and watch this Badass Women's Summit. Okay, because I'm going to tell you, like, all these women here, they're just like amazing, amazing investors. Is Melissa here? I love Melissa. I just went to go visit her in San Antonio. That's where she lives. So lots and lots of amazing people. So you got to check these out if you want to hear some ladies talking about stuff. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to let you know this is where the training replays are, because I didn't go really into that yesterday. All right. And then also what I wanted to do is show you guys show you guys once again how you can get to the training sessions, which is right here. Okay, so you can join, become a member, and then you have access to all the training sessions. Right, put yourself in front of all the teachers. Okay, and you can go through and just look through here and just be like, okay, which of these interests me? Do I want to do, creative deals, subject to, land? Do I want to do long distance, short-term memory? So these are all of the sessions that you can check out. Okay. So I just wanted to make sure that you kind of knew where everything was on the site and how you could find everything. And then again, one thing I forgot to tell you about too is the help and the support section. All right, so this is like, where's my affiliate link, right? Or how do I access my account, or like anything like this, or how do I list properties or things like that. So if you go to the help and the support section right here, right, then you can click on this and there's like a little video that you can watch that shows you how to do everything. And then there's also the step-by-step instruction. Okay, that's all here. So, all right, the 10 ways to 10x your business. Let's see, and let's do presenter mode right here. Okay. It's not working. Okay. Can y'all see that? Say yes, Christy, if you can see this. I can't see. Hang on, let me pull my chat up. Okay, good. Awesome. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, 10 ways to 10x your REI business. Okay. All right, so let's get started. So everybody, of course, knows Stacy Rossetti, but what I truly believe, and you guys put this into the chat, okay, as we go through, whatever you put after these two words, I am, is who you're going to become. Okay, I'm a true believer in this. And what I want to do is introduce you to who I truly am and what I would describe myself as. And what I want you to put into the chat is what would you say you are? So I am blank, right? So for instance, I am a connector. Okay, I have truly believed that I am a connector since I have been since I'm a very, very young person, right? And obviously you can see that because I've started REI USA. And before I started REI USA, I started the Southland area. Before I even started the Southland area, I had a smaller one called the Way Down South Real Estate Group. And before even that, when I lived in New York, before I came to Peachtree City in New York, I had another group on Long Island where I live too. And I've always been I've always been a connector. Is anybody out there a connector? I'm just wondering. And what that means is that I'm okay with being the middle person between one person and the other person, right? So I'm like the matchmaker essentially. And that's what the purpose of REI USA is. You guys know this. It's like that I'm a connector, and that's what I want, is to connect people together. And I didn't know that I was a connector until actually somebody told me this. It was one of my girlfriend's boyfriends, right? And we were all sitting around drinking, having fun, doing our thing, right? And he was like, Stacey, he's like, you're the nucleus of this group, right? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you're like the nucleus, you're the connector. It's like nobody ever really wants to hang out with anybody unless you're there. You're the person that's always getting everybody together. You're the person that's in the middle and you're connecting everybody. And I didn't realize that until he'd said that. But I was like, you know what? I started thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I am a connector, you know? And then I started telling myself that I'm a connector, I'm a connector. And then over the course of the last, that was like 30 years ago when he told me that. Over the course of the last 30 years, I have truly become a connector. That's what I do, and that's what I'm good at. All right. The second thing that I'm good at is I am generous. I'm a very, very generous person with my time, with with my money, with pretty much anything, honestly. I mean, I know the one thing I do, I really, really want is for my daughter to see, how much of a generous person I am. Right. I believe in service. I believe in being of service to other people. And this is who I am. And this is who I want to become. Right. And so when you start thinking about who you are and what you want to become, the words that come after I am is literally who you're going to become. So when you say, I'm broke, guess what? You're going to be broke. Right. When you say, I'm fat, guess what? You're going to be fat, right? When you say I'm stupid, then you're going to be stupid, right? So we want to start and that's another thing of me and like Lillian, like when we say the word stupid in our house, stupid is considered a bad word for us. And we have to put $1 in the jar. We have $1 jar. And people are like, that's the only bad word really. Because like every once in a while, it just comes out. And she's like, you have to put $1 in the jar, right? But we try to teach Lillian that the words that come after I am is who you're going to become. So we're having her say, I am strong, I am smart, I am a giver, I am beautiful, I am a traveler. And so what I want to know from you right now in the chat is if you could describe yourself as in who you want to become, what would you put? What are the words that are coming after I am? So please put them into the chat now so I can read them, because I would like to see what you are going to become. And guess what? My words are not, I am rich, right? Now, if you want to be rich, you can be rich, but I don't care about money. I really, honestly, truly, that is not the purpose of my life. The purpose of my life is to be of service. And the truth is, when people want money, when people say, I want to be rich, and I want to be is not the same as I am, right? I am is different than what I want to be, right? So I want to hear, I am purpose driven. I am a helper. I am motivated. Yes, good. Keep putting them into the chat. I want to hear what everybody is saying. I am motivated. Jimmy is saying, I am motivated. I love it. Good. Yes, I am ambitious. Right. My husband says, Stacy, you are probably one of the most ambitious people I've ever met. I am very, very ambitious, but that's not really, I don't want that to be like who I become, right? Who do you want to become in the long term? I am optimistic. Everybody's got to put this down. Everybody's got to put this down. At least one thing. I am what? Who do you want to become? Okay. And the last thing that you see here is I am a facilitator. I am a facilitator. And this is what I do very, very well. So when I'm teaching, REI USA and in my coaching program, I facilitate other people coming in. I'm good at doing virtual summits, this kind of stuff. That's facilitation, right? That's really what I'm good at. Cynthia says, I am a problem solver. I am generous. I love it. And it's hard for people to say this stuff. I am helpful to those in need. I love it. And so, yeah, so I am helpful. And a lot of people really struggle with this. I asked my husband this too. I was like, what are you? What makes you happy? What are you? I am. And he's just like, oh, I don't know, But I think it's because like internally, we don't talk about this stuff. So I would say, come up with a couple of things that you say that you are. So for instance, like one of the things that I say is I am a money magnet. I say it over and over and over. I have been saying that I'm a money magnet since the time that one of my coaches told me that I was a money magnet. I was speaking on stage. I got invited to speak on stage at an event, and one of my coaches, his name's Gerald, he I got off the stage. He was like, the stage is yours. And I was like, what? And like, he just got off and like, I got off. He didn't even tell me. He's like, just tell everybody your story, Stacy. I promise everybody's going to love it. And I said, okay. And this was probably like 10 years ago. And I was like, blah, blah, blah. I told my story and everything. And then at the end, he was like, Stacy's like, I'd like to ask you a question. And I was like, yeah, sure. What? And he's like, how did you become a money magnet? Because you are a money magnet. And I was like, I am? He's like, yes. And then ever since he said that, I was like, you know what? I am a money magnet. So sometimes if you don't know who you are or what you want those words to be after the words I am, ask somebody else because they will tell you, right? You are good at this. You are good at this, right? So I highly recommend come up with at least 3 things that you can say. For Lillian, it's I am smart. I am strong. I am enough, right? For me, it's I am a connector, I am a giver, I am generous, I'm a money magnet, right? And I'm saying these things over and over and over whenever I think about it, right? And what that does too is it helps you really become aware in this moment. It's like, because sometimes your brain gets kind of like foggy and stuff. And it's like, okay, look, I'm a money magnet, I'm strong, I'm enough, whatever. Okay. All right, let's go to the next session. Oh, yeah, see, I put it here. I am a money magnet. I am a money magnet. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm a money magnet. All right, and I'm going to be raising money until the day I die because that's just how I am. My question to you is, what is your legacy? Yeah, who do you want to become? Right, and for me, my legacy is Lillian, my daughter, right? And she's 5 years old, and she doesn't realize this, but she has generational wealth, right? I tried to explain this to her, but she doesn't get the concept yet. But because we own all these storage facilities, and they're all named after her. It's Miss Lillian Self Storage, but she's going to be getting a lot of storage facilities when she gets older. But for us, that's not really my legacy. My legacy is not generational wealth. All right. Actually, my legacy is who will Lillian become? What type of person will she become? This is, to me, this is what my legacy is going to be. What type of person is Lillian going to become? All right. And I have acronyms for this, and we talk about this, me and my husband and Lillian talk about this together so she understands. But for one thing, I would love for Lillian to be loving. And actually, she is so loving. I want her to stay that way, right? Right. So I would love for her to be loving. What kind of a person is she going to become? She's going to become loving. She's going to become empathetic, right? I want her to be empathetic, and she is. She's very, very empathetic. Like one time in the middle of the night, she woke me up. She's like, Mommy, she's like, I just want you to know something. And she sleeps in bed with us a lot of times. And so she woke me up. She's like, Mommy, I just want to tell you something. And I said, what? She's like, sometimes she's like, I feel what you're feeling. Sometimes I feel exactly the way you're feeling. It's like, where'd this come from? But I was like, I know you do. I understand that you feel what we feel, and I get that. And that's just her learning really what empathy is, right? That's what empathy is. I want her to be very empathetic of everybody's feelings. I want her to be generous, right? Just like me, just like Pete, to be very generous. I want her to be altruistic. I just want her to just be so altruistic, and I want her to be compassionate, right? I want her to be compassionate, and I would love to know what her why is. What is her why going to be, so that me as a parent, I can make sure that she fulfills that, right? And so that's kind of our acronyms for legacy, and we have this written up on our wall at our house, and we talk about this all the time, right? Trying to really figure out what your legacy is going to be, and how are you going to create that, right? So for you, so real estate for us is really how that happens, has how that happened, right? Because before we got into real estate, both of us just, we worked regular jobs and we worked for somebody else. But now we've really created this world, this bubble that we can really truly build our legacy in. And I call it the Lillian theory. I call it the Lillian experiment. It's going to be awesome to see what Lillian becomes if we actually focus on these types of, outcomes. Okay, first things first, all right? You have to have an abundance mindset, all right? If you want to 10x your business, you have to have an abundance mindset. What that means is that there is no such thing as competition. There is no such thing as competition. There is enough to go around, all right? So what you have to do is not focus on what anybody else thinks about what you're doing. You have to just stay on track, stay focused, and don't worry about, like, you don't going to get caught up on what everybody else is doing. And we're all human. Of course we do this, right? And I'll see like friends, they're doing this and they're doing that, and they're doing awesome. And I'm like, oh, I got to hurry up, But the truth of the matter is there's enough to go around and there's no such thing as competition. Does anybody agree with me on this? If you agree with me, put yes, I agree. There's no such thing as competition in the chat so I can see who agrees with me. I have an abundance personality. I've always had an abundance personality, and I know that there's enough for all of us. Number 2. Good, Jimmy, thank you. Agreed, Scott, thank you. Number 2, ask and you shall receive. Ask and you shall receive. What this means is that exactly what y'all are all asking. Where do I get the money to do my deals? The only way you're ever going to get money for your deals is if you ask for it, right? And I learned this very, very early on. Like I said, I became a fundraiser and I have no problems asking people for money, right? There is a book called Unfuck Yourself. Has anybody ever read this book? In the chat, just let me know. If you have not read this book, you have to read this book. I already gave you another book to read, Indistractable. Indistractable. This is the other book that you have to read. And basically, money is nothing but mindset. It's nothing but mindset. Okay, so if you have a fear of asking for somebody for money, it's because internally you have something going on. And what this book is about is really trying to figure out what is going on and how you can just kind of relinquish those thoughts so that you can get over the fear of money and asking people for money. So ask and you shall receive. If you do not learn how to ask people for money in this industry, you will not make it. All right. Does anybody agree? Put in here, anybody that's actually doing deals in here. Do you guys have issues with asking people for money? Like Scott, I saw y'all. I saw you here. Rachel, you have to be able to ask for money in order to get it, or ask for anything. Honestly, in that, nobody can read your mind. All right, nobody can read your mind. So if you need something, ask for it. So I say this to my husband all the time. It's like, you have to tell me what you want because I can't read your mind, right? The next thing is that you have to be resourceful. The best investors are the most resourceful. What this means is that you need to be able to pull 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 200, 300, 400, $500,000 out of your ass at any given moment, right? And most investors and most people, they can't fathom doing that. You have to be able to think outside the box. All right, here's the box. Here's everybody, and I'm here. I draw this on our little chalkboard at our house all the time. I draw a big circle, and then I draw a B like right here. And then I tell Lillian, this is the world, and this is me. I'm always outside my comfort zone, and everybody else is inside their comfort zone. Pushing myself outside. So do you want to be inside this circle with everybody else, or do you want to be outside with me by ourselves, right? It's harder out here than it is in here. And the truth of the matter is that you have to be resourceful. You have to think outside the box. You have to be creative. Learn how to be creative. Learn creative deal structuring. Learn how to put deals together. Learn how to raise money and put deals together. I have a student right now that's buying a $1.5 million storage facility, and he's only putting $25,000 into that deal. That's it. And he will own a storage facility at the end of that deal. Okay. How do you do that? You have to think outside the box. You have to learn how to be creative. You have to learn how to solve problems. And finally, don't ask why. Never ask why to anybody. Why are you giving me this money? Why are you doing it this way? Right? The truth of the matter is that whatever they want to do, they want to do. Or you have no control over it. You gotta just focus and stay focused on what you want to do. Okay? Be resourceful. Building credibility. You all are here because there's some sort of credibility in REI USA. We're all inside this group right now because of credibility. All I'm ever doing is building credibility for myself so that I can raise money, find more deals, and partner and do more deals together, right? So you have to be able to build credibility. You should always be posting out exactly what you're doing, letting the world know what you're doing. I tell this to my students all the time. Like, you have so many different ways of posting out all the different things that you're doing in real estate. And all it does is create this awareness to people like, oh, that's interesting. I should be doing this. I should be doing this. Or maybe I should be giving you money. I had somebody like message me a while back, and it was somebody I studied with in Australia. And she's like, hey, Stacy, I haven't talked to you in a while. And I was like, really? I was like, yeah, that's true. We haven't talked in like maybe 10 or 15 years. Oh gosh, it was like at least 10 years or 20 years ago. I can't remember. I was in Australia when I was like 25 years old. And I was like, yeah, we haven't talked in so long. She's like, I just want you to know that I've been following you on social media for like 10 years. She's like, I'm really interested in lending you some money. So it took her 10 years to want to lend me money, right? But she'd been following me for 10 years. Right? So you have to post out and utilize social media. If you're not on social media right now, then you are missing out on opportunities. So make sure that you get out and post out everything that you're doing in your real estate investing business. Okay? Build credibility. Okay, cash flow. Just like Jennifer previously said, she said you have to be focusing on cash flow. Where is the money coming in from? How much money every single month are you going to be making? Do you have multiple streams of income? How many different streams of income? Actually, right now, how many streams of income does everybody have? Can you count? One, put in the chat. Do you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, right? I'm guessing we probably have at least 20 different ways that we make money. At least 20. All right. It's called multiple streams of income. And it took us a while. And I've been doing this for over 10 years now, right? It took us a while to get there, but my goal, right? One of my goals is to visit one new country a year. One new country a year. This is one of our goals, one of my goals since I was like 16 years old. I've been to over 40 different countries. Another one of my goals that I set 10 years ago was one new income stream a year. One new income stream a year. We've been doing that for the last 10 years, and now we have 20 different ways that we make money. Okay? So you have to focus on all the different ways that you're making money. If you're only have one job and one income stream, then you're losing out. You have to focus on multiple streams of income. And you can do that in real estate investing. Yeah, that's what you got to do, okay? Finally, community, right? That's what you guys know. I'm community oriented, right? So REI USA is a community, Storage Nerds is a community. I'm all about community, right? Do you have any communities that you can turn to that hold you accountable, that, provide mentorship, that provide, other people that you can talk to? Do you have accountability partners? Who is your community, especially in the real estate investing world, that's going to help you stay on track, right? That's what you need, is a community that you can surround yourself with. You can ask questions and just bounce ideas off of. Join their groups, join their coaching programs, whatever you need to do. Okay. So community, right? So that's why I put REI USA. If you don't have a community, we are the community for you. I promise. All these teachers here, they are all here to help you. All here to help you. Delegate. You have to learn how to delegate. You guys all know now, right? That real estate investing, there is a lot of moving parts. There's so many moving parts, right? And it's hard. It's hard doing all this work, right? So, I mean, I started within 6 months. I already had somebody that was doing our direct mail for us. I couldn't do it. I just had to hand that over. And then about probably about maybe 4 or 5 months later after that, I hired my first intern because I couldn't do it all. I am very, very good at delegating. Ask my students, ask everybody. I am so good at delegating, right? And but what you need to do is focus on relinquishing that control. And a lot of people have serious, serious issues with letting go of this control. They think they can do it better. And the truth of the matter is you probably could do it better, right? But even though somebody does it different, doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just a different way of doing it, right? So you have to learn that concept, and you have to utilize it. So learn to delegate. Learn to delegate. You cannot do it all. Good. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. This is one of the things, this was one of the hardest lessons for me to learn. I was always like, let's just put it on the market for this much and see how much we can sell it for, right? And especially in this market now, people are just trying to one up each other on prices. It's ridiculous. And honestly, the truth is the market is not going to hold, right? The market's not going to hold. It's going to crash, and so don't think that, don't push those numbers, right? And the truth is every single property that I put on like super low that I should have put on super high, I got $50,000 more than. I put one property on for 235 and in the end closed for like 280 on it, because people just like, they freak out about those, really like, oh, and then everybody starts one up each other. And that is something that I really took a long time for me to learn, is not to be greedy on anything, right? Because all it does really is it just kicks you in the ass. It's all about karma, bad karma, right? The greedier you are, the less money you're going to make. That's the truth. Okay. So less is more, less is more. And don't try to push it on anything, on any of the numbers. Okay. And then finally, education. You have to educate yourself on how to do this. Remember, I just talked to Paris and I told her she's got to educate herself on bill analysis. She wants to do multifamily. She wants to do storage. It's easy to find storage facilities. It's easy to find multifamily deals, right? I mean, it's a little bit harder now, but it's really not that difficult. Once you figure out how to do it, it's not that difficult to find properties. Just like Kenneth said, people are closing deals left and right now. If you know how to find the deals, then the hardest part is going to be determining whether or not it is a good deal, right? Educating yourself on whether or not it's a good deal, and educating yourself on the entire process, no matter what it is, if it's a land or storage or small multifamily or whatever you want to get into. You got to, educate yourself, always educating. I've been doing this for 10 years. I still have coaches. I'm in 2 coaching programs right now. All right. I still have coaches because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still learning. I'm moving up the curve, and plus I want to be like in programs where people are smarter than me. I had a friend that I was talking to, and I told her, and she always surrounds herself with people that are just kind of like her. And I was like, she's like, yeah, you're different, Stacy. And I said, I really try to surround myself with people that are smarter than me. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I need to have other people that are smarter than me so I can learn from them. And she was like, really? Why would you want to do that? Like, she could not understand this concept at all. She could not understand this. You have to be around people that are smarter than you. So with REI USA, you can hop onto these calls and you can ask all these teachers and help them to guide, help them, ask them to guide you, right? Surround yourself with people that are smarter than you. Give back, be generous, right? This is something I am of service. I figured it out. Thank God I figured it out, right? To be of service is the greatest thing that you can do, right? To be of service. And so this is why I coach and teach and share everything I do. I'm an open book, right? I'm an open book, and I'll help anybody that needs help. And if I can't help you, then I'm gonna introduce you to somebody that can help, right? And so give back and be generous, right? Because that's what's going to help you and guide you over the next 10 years as you really excel in real estate investing. And don't forget to have goals, right? I already pointed out what my goals are. My goals are one new multiple stream of income a year, and my goals are super long vacations. So we're going on vacation for the entire month of August. We're going on vacation. All right. The only time I'm going to work is on Mondays. I meet my whole staff on Mondays, and I do all my coaching calls on Mondays. But other than that, the rest of the 6 days, I'm not doing anything. All right. I'm going to take a break for a whole month. Isn't that awesome? Who wants to take breaks for a whole month, right? Take vacations for a whole month. If anybody wants to take a break for a whole month, put it into the chat, right? And so have goals, and they don't have to be like, like just like Yukiko says, they don't have to be like huge big goals. And if you think that, our goal is one vacation, one super long vacation every month, right? So we do a lot of vacation. I told y'all last month we went on vacation for 8 months. We were on vacation 8 months. That's why I love real estate investing. I just love it. And focus on, remember I said, stay focused on what your why is. My why is who Lillian is going to become. That's what my why is. What type of person is Lillian going to become? And I want her to become a good person. So I don't want, I want her to be smart. I want her to be strong. I want her to, empathetic. That's my why. Keep it simple. Keep it simple as well, too. I've already said this. Keep it simple. Less is more. Don't overdo it. A lot of things I've seen with rehabs, especially, is like they go in and try to like custom do these rehabs. And sometimes you overspend, you go over budget. And the truth of the matter is less is more. And I've seen that over and over and over again. So just keep it simple. And you guys heard me yesterday morning, systems. You have to focus on systems, systematizing your departments. This is my most favorite thing. Remember, I just went over this. I went over this and just taught this. This is my most favorite thing, is creating this organizational chart. You see how I started out with just me, you. And then after a while, I was only in finance, really, and then selling, right? I took myself out of the equation. Right? So you have to systematize so that you can take yourself out of the equation, right? And go electronic. Make sure that you can do everything from your phone. Y'all heard me yesterday. I manage my entire company from my phone. I have to be able to do that because we travel so much, right? So I'm always just like, texting and emailing from my phone and stuff. Be cookie cutter. All right, I told you over and over, I've said over and over and over again, I do the same things over and over.